This selection is called Nothing to Be Grouchy About. Los Angeles, August 3rd, 1977. What a marvelous day this was. What a privilege. Buzz and his doctor girlfriend were too busy smooching outside Dodger Stadium to notice, so I detoured and went for this club-level ticket some idiot movie industry guy was selling dirt cheap. Turns out the seat was right next to the private boxes, and in the very first inning, Del Unser fouled a hootin' fastball straight back at our neighborhood. It bounced out of the hands of this old guy in the first box, bonked off a railing, and landed right in my lap. I felt bad for the man, so got the attention of a nurse who was in the box with him and tossed it to her to give it to him. The next thing I knew, I was being ushered into the guy's box. Sitting there in a wheelchair, hooked up to fluids and drugs, but still wearing his beret and smoking a cigar, was none other than one of my lifelong heroes, Groucho Marx. "Thanks for the ball, fella," he said in a scratchier version of his smooth, sarcastic voice. "You're a stand-up guy. I'd stand up myself, but O'Malley probably doesn't want another lawsuit. Pull up a chair and enjoy the game. You hear we're having Vegas showgirls between innings, and they brought their own wieners." I was given a chair beside him. From what I remembered, Groucho had a couple more weeks to live, but he'd always been a Dodger fan and probably wanted to see one more game, so was let out of Cedar Sinai for the afternoon. I sure wasn't going to be the one to break his actual departure date to him. "This Hooten's a good thrower, but if I were him, I'd change my name. Sounds like either a horned owl or a horny teenager. What did you say your name was?" "I didn't. It's Sherman Wayman." "I was wrong. You sound like a horny teenager. Does your mother know you're sitting with an old pervert? What's the score, anyway?" "None yet. Don Stanhouse is walking people again. It's amazing the way that Expos never hit for him." "Probably because you don't like his demeanor. It rubs off, you know. Sometimes you have to go to Woolworth's and buy a gruffy demeanor stain remover. Hey, we got to run!" Ron Say had just singled in Reggie Smith for a 1-0 Dodger lead in the third. I was told I could order anything I wanted, so I got myself a jumbo kosher dog and a giant bag of peanuts. I offered a handful to Groucho. "No, son, keep the change. Besides, I already drank my lunch through these handy tubes. You should try them sometime." "Uh-oh, it's that guy they call the Hawk. He scares me, and believe me, nothing scares me these days except Dr. Bills and reruns of F Troop." "Dawson's good. He might make the Hall of Fame sometime. That or a police lineup. It's a fine line, you know." The Hawk rifled one at that moment, high and deep and into the bleachers for a 2-1 Montreal lead. Groucho made a guttural noise and shook his head. "That's what I get for betting on a teenage owl. Well, we could still win this thing with a field goal." Say singled in a second run soon after to tie the score, and then we went scoreless for the next 4 innings. It was a hot day, and Groucho fell asleep, cigar ash and a bit of drool dripping on his shirt. Booze woke him up when Carter blasted a solo shot with 1 out in the 10th. "What happened? Am I dead yet?" "Hope not, because I forgot to pick up my dry cleaning." I told him we were losing 3-2, but not to worry because there was a special reason I was at this game, a reason I couldn't really talk about. "Don't keep secrets from people. You'll regret it. It'll also make your life a hell of a lot easier." Like he's done 12 other times this season, Stanhouse blew the lead, giving up a walk and booting Baker's grounder before Manny Mota tied the game with a double. Groucho cheered as loudly as he could. "Manny Mota. Sounds like a lost Marx brother, or one of those idiot stooges. Mo and Larry sure never hit like that." Kerrigan came on to get Yeager, and the game dragged to the 12th. Groucho was fading, but didn't want to leave. Finally, a Garvey walk Say's third single and a winning pinch single by professional benchman John Hale brought in the winner. "Thank God, now I can go back to my hospital room and still catch Bonanza. Oh, wait, Hoss died 5 years ago. Thanks for the ball, son, but now it's yours." He tossed it weakly back to me. J.H. Marx scrawled on it between 2 of the seams. "Let's do this again sometime and say we didn't." I hesitated a long second, then told him I would sure try. What more could I say?